And we are seeing these 4 areas, as I mentioned. And why does she cook in this mess? Why does a person cook like this? They don't know any better. I mean, this goat is licking the pot. And then they get sick, and they don't know why they get sick, right? So what are you going to do about she doesn't know any better? You are going to teach her. And how many people sleep in this room? And what's wrong with when so many people sleep in that room? That's a small problem. If one person gets sick, everybody gets sick. But when you have 3 generations sleeping there, it's a problem. It's a problem for little boys, it's a problem for little girls. It's a big problem. And what happens if you live in this house? And you just, when it rains, you can't leave the house. Waterborne diseases. Toilet. That's a good toilet. So what we are doing is we're making a dashboard. Business students, are you guys doing dashboards? The 50 poverty indicators. And each of these lines represent one person in a group. Okay? So you get the diagnosis of this person and of the group. And what is the first thing you see of this flash here? How many colors? What does red mean? High poverty, extreme poverty. Yellow, poverty, and green, non-poverty. Interesting, look at the first line. The first line represents income. Income, over there. This is a group of 14 women. What is it? They're all poor? Interesting, there's a few women there who are above the poverty line. They're not poor. Some of our neighbors are yellow, they're poor. And red, what does red mean when you're talking about income? Very poor. You know how they calculate extreme poverty? You should know. How do they calculate? If poverty is measured in money, the money it takes to buy the stuff you need, how do they measure extreme poverty?
Lack of food.
And lack of food is represented in what measure? What is the measurement of food? The measurement, calories. How many calories is the limit, is the extreme poverty, or what we call hunger? Less than 2,500, or 2,000, or 2,500 a day. That's pretty bad, huh? So in this group, how many people are hungry? Up there, the first horizontal line? 5. They're living side by side. The person who may be hungry may have solved some of her other needs, right? So it's very complex. Every person is different. Every family in the same village is different. What is something that you see across the board? Across. This is garbage disposal. What happens with garbage disposal to almost all of them? What do they do with their garbage? They clean their house, and what do they do? Well, sometimes they don't, right? But when they do, what do they do with their garbage? Throw it, they get out of the house and empty it outside the front door. Because they're cleaning their house. They are clean people. Which represents in psychological terms, they are egocentric. Okay? They do not see the neighborhood as an extension of them. They're cleaning. You know those people that like to clean their cars and throw away stuff? Those are clean, egocentric people. So, we think that for people to change their behavior, they have to answer 2 questions. Is it worth it? And can I do it? Is it worth it? And can I do it? Okay? of the formula is motivation. And can I do it has to do with skills. Only skills and non-motivation, you're not going to clean your bathroom, you're not going to build a second room, you're not going to address the family's problem. Only skills. So only training the poor, we have seen does not work. You can send them to 1,500 courses per month. They're not going to get it. If they're unmotivated, because what did you say that they needed? Money. I was counting on you to be the philosopher here. You know? The promise of the future. Okay? So what we are doing in our programs is teaching the kids how to make money, right? Skills, and motivation to get up in the morning. And this is our role as leaders. If we're going to change the companies where we work, we have to motivate our staff, in addition to training them. We promote the idea of learning by doing and making money. And we are dealing with, we're getting to understand positive behaviors, vital behaviors and positive deviances. What is a positive deviance? Positive deviance? Anybody know the word? A person who should have done something and is not. In our case, we are studying the poor. Those ladies who should have been poor, but aren't. How interesting did that be? Huh? Where do they come from? In the slum, in the ghetto, in the rural village, there are always some people who had all the odds against them, and yet they. What are her vital behaviors? What are the what does she do that is different? Maybe she goes to school, maybe she saves money, maybe she puts money away so that she won't spend it. She has tricks, she has, okay? Maybe she has less children. Maybe she has a magic formula not to get pregnant. So, we are measuring the poverty affecting our students. We're dealing with micro-franchises. You know about franchises, right? This country, I heard it's about 25% of the GNP in the United States is about franchises. Everything is a franchise. There's a movement in the world now to create micro-franchises. Micro-franchises, which is a business in a box, okay? A little cart to sell ice cream. Tell the person, okay, this is all you have to do. Just push it and sell it. You don't have to come up with the idea. You don't have to come up with a brand. You don't have to come up with its flavors. Just sell it. Move on. So we're promoting savings, relevant training. So going back to this family, through our educational programs, we created this young man. Okay? He's going to college, he's studying agronomy, and he's the owner of a micro-enterprise. Okay? And this young woman, she graduated from high school. Can you go back? Can you go back? Pretty amazing, huh? And she's working full time. So there's hope. Everybody can change. Okay? But it has to do with the outside and with the inside. And so what we are working in Paraguay is how can we take advantage of the infrastructure of microfinance to work with poverty around the world.